So I'm recording all your lovely faces at this moment.
Oh boy.
But don't worry. Some of you are showing on the screen, some of you aren't. But we're going to talk about how things used to be. And wasn't healthy living really simple? Like, I was just thinking about this today because my kids are on summer break, and I don't know why they feel that I have to constantly entertain them, but that's really not my job. They need to get creative on times when they're not busy. But I just remember when I was younger and how things used to be. And this is how it used to be. Like, you would have either a garden close by or things growing on trees that you ate from during the day while you were just out playing. You played outside like all day until you were exhausted. Then we drank water from a hose. Can you imagine? Like, no water filters. And then, like, at the end of the day, we just passed out. Like, that was it. Like, we got our exercise, we ate good, and we just, we hydrated the right way and we got our sleep. Well, things have changed. Things are so different today. We see that the next generation now is eating a lot of processed foods and fast food. They're indoors. They're playing on electronics. They're playing video games. They're not moving around like they used to. Then they're reaching for sugary drinks to make it even worse. And then how do we feel after all of that? We're like exhausted, and we're not getting nearly enough sleep because I feel like today we're trying to do even more within our days than we used to. So we're exhausted and we're tired all throughout the day. But what we're going to share with you today is how you can take your health back and just some simple changes. And so we're going to talk about some of the things that you can do to take care of you. So what are you doing to really take care of yourself? Are you eating whole foods? Are you eating real food every day? Which means 90% of the time you're not eating out of a box or you're not eating processed foods. And are you getting enough exercise? At least 5 days a week, getting at least 30 minutes of exercise. And that can be anything from just a brisk walk around the neighborhood, or you can be some serious CrossFitter, but whatever it takes and whatever you love to do to get that blood pumping is so funny. We had a doctor here. I don't know if you guys know of this doctor, but he's considered America's pediatrician. And he was saying one of the best forms of exercise is dancing. And I never thought about this, but he said really why it's so good, because not only are you physically getting exercise, but mentally you are too, because to dance, you have to stay on beat of the music, which means your brain is working its muscles and your body is too. So just an FYI for you guys. And then, are you getting enough sleep every night? Well, I have to admit, this is my weakness, getting enough sleep. 7 to 8 hours. It's summer right now, so I've been doing okay most nights. But when the school's in session, I know I'm not getting nearly enough. So, that's another time when our bodies are repairing themselves, they're recovering, they're getting rid of the toxins. And I don't think I mentioned water. I skipped straight to sleeping because I know that's my weakness, but also drinking water every day. And so I grew up hearing 8 glasses of water, didn't really know why, but they say that we should be drinking half our body weight in ounces. So if you're 150 pounds, you should be drinking 75 ounces of water every day. And if you work out, or if you are just someone who sweats profusively, drink even more just to stay hydrated and to get rid of those toxins that are building up in our cells. And so there's some issues going on in the world today that weren't happening about 20, 30 years ago. And any of you that are over 35 probably already realize this because we've kind of lived through this. I think Alyssa's too young. I think she is. But we have environmental toxins, which are everywhere. It's crazy. Between what they're spraying on our foods, then is running off into the water we're drinking, then the air we're breathing is polluted. Like, everything around us, unless we're living in a bubble, has just some form of toxins, and our bodies are just being bombarded with this. And then we have an issue with the quality of our food. Quality of our food isn't what it used to be. And so I'll share that I actually grew up in England, and growing up in England, there's like, everyone used to grow their own food. A lot of people had like a little like farm or a little area where they were growing their own like strawberries and tomatoes. So everything was so fresh. And even the food we got from the market was fresh. So I used to eat tomatoes like they were apples because they tasted so good, but I can't do that anymore unless I'm growing it on my tower because they just don't taste the same. And you can taste the difference in our food. It's not what it used to be. They are now spraying our food with pesticides. There's preservatives. There's things called genetically modified food, which is just crazy. And you can just see a whole list of different things here on why food isn't what it used to be. And so we know that one of the things leading to oxidative stress, so oxidative stress is a natural process happening within our bodies. And too much of it can lead to poor health. So some of us are oxidizing really fast, which is not good. And some of us are oxidizing at a pretty good slow rate, which means we're slowing down the aging process. But what happens with the ones that are oxidizing really fast, that's actually bringing on disease or illness. And so we want to help slow that down, that process. And our best way to do that is through antioxidants. And so
how would you know that you're doing too fast or you're doing normal?
Sometimes you can just look at someone. You can look at two people that are the same age, and one of them looks like they're maybe 10 or 15 years older than the other person. Or you'll see that one person they're the same age may have a bunch of different health issues that the other person at the same age.
Okay.
So those, oh, I hear that baby. So those are some of the ways that you can see that one person is oxidizing faster than the other. And so our best defense against oxidation. Hello? Okay, I was able to mute. I hope you can still hear us, so I'm sure you can. So our best defense against this oxidation that's happening every day is antioxidants. And antioxidants can be found in plants. And so plant foods like nuts, seeds, grains, fruits and vegetables, they all contain antioxidants. So these are things that are full of vitamins and minerals and nutrients that our bodies know what to do with and that help to protect our cells. And so in today's time that we have produce, things aren't what they used to be. Like 30 years ago, things were different. And so they're even realizing that the fruits and vegetables that we're eating today have up to 40% less nutritional content than they used to. So the US government has done away with eating the 5 a day from the food pyramid because they know that's not enough. They're recommending that we eat 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. And that is so that we can help to meet the requirements that our bodies need to help prevent disease. And so 7 really is for children. For adults, the number is 9 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. Now that's really hard. And even for me, that's very hard, even though I share this information on a daily basis to get that many. And not only is it hard, it's expensive to eat that many every day. And then you buy it and you might have good intentions for the first few days, but then by the 3rd day, you look in your fridge and half of it is spoiling. And so we are able to share with you a simple way that you can make some changes that can help you add more nutrition, which isn't hard. And so one of the first ways is through something called the Tower Garden, which we saw in the background of Alyssa's home. And I've had mine for 5 years. I've had a Tower Garden for 5 years. And I'll just share with you, I am not a gardener. I'm not that person that's just so handy and I have a green thumb. No. I was the one that used to kill everything. My mom is like she's so good with plants, and she would always give me plants. Oh, put this on your patio, whatever. And I would always kill it. I would forget about it. And so my husband kind of laughed when I said I wanted to get a Tower Garden, and this was 5 years ago. And I was determined to prove him wrong that I could do this. But the easy part about it is that it waters itself. And it really is the future of growing. It was developed from a chief horticulturalist at Epcot, the land, and he worked in conjunction with NASA, so it's also NASA technology. But what the Tower Garden is this an aeroponic, hydroponic growing system where you can grow 20 to 28 different types of fruits and vegetables. And there's no dirt, which makes me happy. There's no digging, no weeding. It uses less than 30 less than 90% of water and less than 90% of land space. So it's really economical, it's doable for anyone. And in California, uh-oh, see how I can mute. Okay. In New York and California and even other places in the country, it's just, it makes so much sense. Places like Arizona, where it's so dry and they don't get a lot of water, they use these tower gardens. And now places that have like water restrictions, they're able to grow their own fruits and vegetables right there on their patio. So that is one way. And as you can see here, here's some pictures from the first time I ever grew kale. This is my friend. She's like 5'10", 5'11", and I gave her my kale because I was moving and I broke down my tower and I was like, come get my kale, I'm moving. And this was how big it was. And it was crazy. We were eating from it all the time. Not only were we eating from it, I would send people to my house to go pick some because I put it in my front yard, and it just kept reproducing. Like it produces so much. And it's just amazing. It gives you 30% more yield than you would get if you're growing in the soil. And then as you can see here is my daughter and her friend. They love to eat from the tower garden. This is like 3 years ago. But she used to just pick like kale and tomatoes and not Swiss chard, what is it, chives, and stick it all in the tomato and eat it like a little sandwich. She loves it. So, and here's some more pictures of bib lettuce and parsley. And there's my other kale, Tuscan kale, that I had grown. And so another way that we are able to make a simple change and get more fruits and vegetables in our diet is through Juice Plus. And Juice Plus, this is where I started, right here with Juice Plus. This was my godsend. 30 fruits and vegetables with so much nutrition. These are things that I would not typically eat every day. So I am just like in awe that me and my kids and my whole family is getting this nutrition in our bodies every day, because I wouldn't otherwise. I would not be eating beets or artichoke or parsley. I barely eat that. It's more like a garnish. But these are things that are really nutritionally dense. There's no herbicides or pesticides used in these vegetables or fruits or berries, and everything's has been allowed to vine ripen, which is what we don't see a lot of today with the fruits and vegetables that we see in the store. A lot of times it's been picked early so that it can be transported to us, and who knows how long that took for it to transport to us, and then it sits on the shelf even longer, and so that's why it's losing so much nutrition. So this is an easy way to get more of that nutrition. What they did is they juiced everything. It's the same concept as juicing. And then they took out the water, most of the sugar and most of the salt, and they're left with the concentrated powders, which they then put in these capsules. These are the capsule bottles, but then they've also been able to put them into chewables. And so my kids eat the chewables. I eat the capsules because if I eat the chewables, I eat way too many of them because they taste so good. So I do the capsules, they do the chewables, and I sometimes snack on their chewables when I want to get a sweet fix. And so here, I couldn't wrap my head around why would I want to take fruits and vegetables in a capsule versus a multivitamin, because I grew up taking multivitamins. My mom used to say, hey, you don't eat well, so you should take a vitamin. So I grew up taking vitamins, and this is what answered my question. Phytonutrients are in fruits and vegetables, and they help to detox and protect. But multivitamins, man has only been able to replicate up to 13 vitamins and then up to 19 or 20, I believe, minerals. And so man has replicated these from plants, from fruits and vegetables. Like vitamin C you get from apples and oranges. Well, one apple has over 10,000 different elements in it. So this is one page of 25. You see all these little words, little writing. If you're on your phone, you can make it wider. But that's just one of 25 pages of what's in one apple. And I'm like, now I know why they used to say an apple a day keeps the doctor away, because there's just so much more nutrition in that one apple versus a vitamin, which man has only been able to replicate so many. And I mean, they say that scientists continue to discover more elements and nutrients in fruits and vegetables every day. So the more you eat, the better. And so at this point, I believe I'm going to turn it over to Alyssa. who's going to share with you about our shakes. Oh, did I mute you? I'm sorry, Alyssa. There you go.
I unmuted myself and then you muted me. I've got the sun coming down like right in front of my eyes now, but so I can't see you guys too well. But all right, let's talk about the shakes. So if you've ever skipped a meal or been so busy that you just forgot to eat, because I've definitely done that, the shake could be a really good solution and very easy. Juice Plus Complete is a nutritional shake that's honestly really delicious. Doug and I drink at least one a day. So let's talk about glycemic index. Did you know that your willpower and ability to resist raiding the pantry is actually a function of your blood sugar? So your glycemic index is the rate at which sugar enters your bloodstream. So if you're eating like a donut or candy, your blood sugar is spiking and then it's dipping and you're like crashing after. Having low glycemic food like Juice Plus Complete helps to stabilize that blood sugar. Fiber plays a big role in like balancing out the sugar so that it slowly absorbs into your body instead of spiking. The shakes also have 13 grams of protein and 8 grams of fiber, both soluble and insoluble. So it's a sufficient meal replacement, and it contains a prebiotic that keeps your gut healthy, which is so important for good health. The protein that's in our shakes is 100% plant-based. There's no whey protein. And being plant-based means that it's bioavailable. It means your body knows what to do with it. So all of that good protein, all 13 grams are being absorbed into your body to do their work versus whey protein or animal sources of protein, highly processed sources of protein that your body mostly eliminates. It doesn't know what to do with that protein. And did I mention that it's delicious? It really is. I don't know how many of these shakes you've tried something similar, but these shakes are so delicious. My husband, when he always does one of those shaker cups that has the little ball inside and you just shake it up, he does coconut water and the chocolate shake mix, and he's out the door in the morning. It's super quick. He started adding peanut butter powder to it too, to like add, but he doesn't like to play around with it. I like to play around with it. Every morning I'm getting some kind of different frozen fruit out or different ingredients and having something different every morning. To me, I don't know, that's just the way I like it. But I also don't like eating leftovers, and he does. So maybe it's a man-woman thing. But Josie used to drink the shakes a lot when she was a toddler. She would just like suck down mine. Now she doesn't drink them as much, but she still actually gets the shake mix every day because I mix it with rolled oats and the chocolate shake mix and some chia seeds, and she has chocolate oatmeal almost every single day. So she's still getting 45 different fruits and vegetables every single day, eating her oatmeal and chewing her gummies. So let's see. Michelle, show them your picture of Chance.
Oh, okay.
Michelle didn't.
This is not Chance.
Oh yeah, kind of skips that side, but that's not Chance. That's not Michelle's son. If you didn't see the family resemblance, this is her adorable former picky eater who like wouldn't eat any vegetables, and then he's like eating broccoli raw at the table one night. I love that story, but he's enjoying his shakes. And then the next slide, it's funny to not be in control of the slides. So
I think you can move the slides.
Oh, really? Well, I only have like 2 more. I'm going to let you keep doing it. You're doing a great job. So this slide is showing you a little bit about how my family uses the slide. So here's Josie in the top left helping me make a shake. That's a berry muffin shake. It's got frozen berries and oats and almond milk, and it tastes like you're eating a berry muffin. And so I'm always making different things. And there are a ridiculous amount of recipes online on their Facebook groups and stuff. So there's like always something new to try. And then on the top right is her eating her oatmeal. Then the bottom left, those little balls that look like cookies, those are called shred balls, because we have this program that incorporates our products called the 10-Day Shred, which Michelle can tell you more about. But Josie loves when we make shred balls all the time. She doesn't care if I'm doing the shred or not. It's a really delicious treat. So, and there's so many recipes that incorporate things like this, where you're having like cookies and treats and put them in pancakes, and there's just so many ideas of other ways to use the shake mix beyond a traditional shake, which is really nice too. Oh, and Josie's here. So those shred balls are just like peanut butter, chocolate shake mix, honey, and Rice Krispie cereal. And then the other picture is showing you how we like to prep smoothie baggies. So if you're like on the go, need to get out the door quickly in the morning. I need you to hang on a second because I'm trying to tell these people some things. She can't see you. So if you're in a hurry, she sees Michelle. If you're in a hurry and you don't have a lot of time, but you still want a more creative smoothie like me, throw all your ingredients in a baggie like that, put it in the freezer, and then in the morning you just empty your baggie, dump your shake mix in, almond milk or whatever, plant milk, water, and go. So that's a really good way to have your shakes more quickly. All right, let's skip to the next slide, Michelle. So making the first simple change for your health with these 45 whole foods, that just distracted me. Okay. Sit down, please. Sit down, please. Okay. So I'm so thankful that I learned about these 45 different fruits and vegetables. And it was truly a really big step for me taking my own health back and taking care of my family. 4 years ago, when I was pregnant with this one of my best friends with a degree in nutrition introduced me to Juice Plus because she knew that I was looking for answers on getting healthier. She had given me advice before, and she's like, I just heard about this Juice Plus. You've got to check this out. So at the time, being pregnant, my most important goal was to make my body as healthy as possible for this little one inside me. And then after she was born, and after we lost several close family members in Doug's family to preventable diseases, it just became even more important. Like, just keeping my family healthy was my number one priority, still is. So my personal experience with Juice Plus, it was kind of a funny time to start when my body was changing so much. But over time, the biggest change that I noticed from Juice Plus was the effect on my lungs and my breathing. I had mild asthma before, and for 10 years, starting in college, for 10 years, I got bronchitis twice a year, every single year. Every 6 months, I was taking antibiotics again, and it was just this like vicious cycle. And after being on Juice Plus now for 4 years, in 4 years, I've had bronchitis one time when I was particularly stressed and run down, and I didn't even need antibiotics to fight it off, which is amazing because antibiotics are really terrible for your gut health. Like, it just depletes all the good bacteria in your body. So not getting in that vicious cycle, when you're just breaking it down, then you have to build that back up again. And if you're not feeding your body the proper nutrition that it needs, then it's not all that good bacteria and all the good healthy things that need to be in your body are not there. And then Doug has lost over 50 pounds actually, which is a significant amount, by making, sort of one simple change at a time, which is what we always like to talk about. and the Juice Plus capsules and shakes being in his, you know, taking them every day has been a big part of that.
Mommy, I want to do funny faces.
I forget how you do it. You have to figure it out. Then,
Daddy, Mommy, hello.
sorry, this is so distracting. What do? Tap it, right? There you go. Sorry. So then I've been flooding Josie's little growing body with 45 fruits and veggies since she was in my womb.
Mommy,
So that
I
gives
see
me
my face.
turn it around. So that gives me so much peace of mind as a parent, you know, that she's got these 45 different fruits and vegetables in her body, flowing through her system, doing all that good. You know, it's like, at least I've got one thing right as a parent, is how I feel. So like I said, the shakes I've also been drinking since pregnancy, and I definitely think that they helped me lose the baby
Mom,
weight.
look at me.
Sometimes it was the only decent meal I ate in a day because I couldn't, you know, with a newborn. And I even replaced my morning cup of coffee with my shake just a year ago. I now, instead of getting up and making my coffee in the morning, I get up and make my shake and I'm good to go. The complete shakes give me all the energy that I need to wake up and get rolling and head to my workout. Full of that plant-based protein, fiber, and so many nutrient-dense ingredients. So now I will mute myself and my 3-year-old and turn it back to Michelle so she can tell you a little bit more about what makes Juice Plus so special.
Yes. Thank you, Alyssa. And yeah, that's real life, guys. That's what happens. My kids are a little older, but that used to be me. So I'll share with you real quick my story since Alyssa shared hers. And I see that we have 3.5 minutes left on this Zoom. We might have to log back in, but I'll share really quickly. Me and my family have been taking Juice Plus for 6 years. I originally saw it at my kid's holistic pediatrician's office. He never had an opportunity to share with me what it was. It wasn't until I met another mom and she just shared, hey, I do Juice Plus. I was like, what is that? I was so curious because I had seen it in several doctors' offices. And then she shared that it was fruits and vegetables. And me and my family, we got started on it. At the time, my son was 14 months and he was constantly sick and he would not eat vegetables no matter what I did. And so we started on it, and I noticed within the first 2 months that he hadn't gotten sick, and that was so rare because he was usually sick 3 weeks out of a month. Not only that, come around the 2-month mark, he started picking up broccoli one day at dinner and eating it, and the next day he was picking up cabbage and eating it. And so he just became like a really good eater. Now it's been 6 years, and now he eats every vegetable I give him. He just eats them. It's amazing to see the total 360 that happened with him, but within my entire family. For me, I noticed it mostly when it came to exercise, like my stamina, my endurance. One of the things I also noticed was my breathing when I run, because I used to run on and off. And whenever I took a break, I would feel like, oh my goodness, I could barely breathe. And then once I started taking Juice Plus, I would take time off of running. And when I got back on the pavement, I felt great, like nothing ever changed. So with fitness, I noticed changes significantly. My daughter became more regular in the bathroom. My husband's post-nasal drip disappeared. So we've just all seen amazing benefits. And so one of the things that really drew my attention when I first heard of Juice Plus was not only that it was really not a vitamin, it actually was real food and had a food label, but it had actual phytonutrients, like as if our fruits and vegetables that we eat do. Everything is non-GMO, which back then I didn't even know what GMO was, but I'm glad everything is non-GMO, dairy-free and gluten-free, and I didn't understand the importance of being dairy-free back then, but now I do understand that it causes inflammation, so we don't want to have that dairy in our bodies, and also gluten also causes inflammation too. And then also the fact that Juice Plus is NSF certified, which is a third-party organization, nonprofit, that just goes around and randomly tests what's in our product to make sure that it's safe for consumption, that what's on the label is in the product, and what's in the product has no herbicides or pesticides. And they randomly do this, and we always test with like flying colors whenever they randomly do the test. And then the last thing is that we have clinical research. So right here, I'm going to pause and I'm going to please ask, we're going to have to log out and log right back in, but just log out, log right back in. I'll be here and I will continue. I think I have less than 5 minutes to just share the rest of the information for Juice Plus, but we're running out of time on Zoom because they give you, I think, a 30-minute window. So I apologize, but if you guys can log out and then log back in, we should be good to go. So let me stop and did everyone hear me? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, good. Okay.